Hey guys, welcome to today's video. I am so excited to be, I don't know what to say right now. I have a somewhat new background here. I don't know how to describe it. So yes, I have a new background and I kind of shifted things a little bit. There's some new things here. Don't mind the millions of things that's on the shelf right now. Those binders were from like high school. I still have them. And then I have some of my pop dolls and the back right there. But yeah, so hopefully you guys like this setup again. I do have more access to lighting, which is great. It's all natural lighting, so it will come in and out, but point is more lighting. So anyways, I hope you guys like that. But the point of today's video is that we are trying out some luxury products and to see if it's actually worth it or not. So what we're trying out today is the Westman Atelier foundation, contour, and well, I already tried the blush. So this is basically a full face almost of Westman Atelier by Gucci. And not by the Gucci that you're thinking of, it's this Gucci. So this is a very high-end luxury brand, and she's not kidding with the prices. Like, in this video I will demo the product, the foundation, the contour. I didn't film the blush part of it because I really had to rush to go to work, but I showed how the foundation was like how it applied, the contour, and of course I'll talk to you guys about prices and how these perform, and I did check in and all that good stuff, you know, my usual things. But before we get started with the video and to explain all the good information about this brand, this line, and all that stuff, make sure you're subscribed to my channel and ring that bell so you're notified when I upload a new video. And don't forget to give this a thumbs up if you like to see videos like this, whether they're luxury, drugstore, or if you just like this video overall in general, which I hope you guys do. And follow me on my social media handles, and now we will get started with the video. So the foundation, it is called the Atelier, and well, the Westman Atelier. It is the Vital Skin Foundation Stick, and they have 14 shades. Now, to be quite honest, it doesn't look like that there is a lot of shade range, but with this foundation, it doesn't really go on full coverage. It's not medium, it's like light to medium. So you can get away with getting a shade that's a little lighter, a little darker. You can make it work. So Westman Atelier is basically anyone who kind of just wants to throw on some makeup very quickly and to kind of look effortless. So this is more of like on the go girl, like just swipes on the foundation, contour, blend in, and then out you go. Apparently you don't need to set this with powder, but in this video I did because it would look weird if I go to work going one side with powder and the other side not. And usually with cream you're supposed to set them anyway, so I did that. And another thing with this foundation is that they say that you don't have to use a primer, so you could just use a really good moisturizer, put it on, and out the door you go. It's that quick and effortless. Now, if I was in a rush, maybe I would do that. I haven't had that scenario yet, so I can't really say, but I definitely put on my powders. I did my face how I usually would, just minus my Chanel bronzer because I kind of wanted to test out how the contour was. So the packaging of this foundation is very pale pink. The component itself also matches that. And for $88 you do get 9 grams, which is not quite a lot. Once again, this is a very luxury brand. This was made in Italy. It has a lot of good ingredients in there. I do have to note that there is coconut oil in this. If you have a reaction to coconut oil, I do not recommend this product at all. So wearing this foundation right now for a good 12 hours, I have no breakouts. But a good thing about this is that they're vegan, they're cruelty-free, they don't have parabens, no talc, no PEGs, no phthalates, no synthetic fragrances, and they don't test on animals, which is great. So also with this as well, that it has active ingredients to combat redness, calm irritation, even out complexion, and boost the moisture. And with this, it gives a radiant natural finish. Now typically I don't really like radiant natural foundations, but because this is a very light foundation, I figured that maybe it would work differently. So moving on to the contour, this is the Face Trace Contour Stick. So it has the same packaging where it is pale pink on the outside, but the component itself, it is black. And what I also like about Westman Atelier is that They have similar packaging but yet different to help differentiate everything. And for someone who's really OCD like myself, I like everything to be uniform, I like simplicity, and the fact that I know what is really, really great. Also, one thing I forgot to mention is that the lid itself, it's magnetic. Another reason why the prices of these products are really, really high is that you are paying for the packaging. Not many or little to no products that you see out there have a magnetic lid like this, like they just snap right back. So this retails for $64 and you do get 6 grams from it. It's not a lot. And also what I don't like about this is that it is, I don't want to say it's too light, like you can definitely tell, and it's also supposed to be more like natural looking, but because there's only one shade, it's not really catered to people of color. After a certain point, it's just, hey, it's too light for somebody, it doesn't show. So anyone who is light medium can pull this off, but anyone that's medium tan and so forth, it's not going to show up. So that's my one gripe about it. So maybe they will have more shades, I'm not quite too sure. And it's a shame because this blended out so beautifully. You guys will see later on, but this blended out so nicely. It's really, really nice, and it definitely gives like a natural look to it, especially when you just want to like put on things and like go right out the door. And lastly, we have the blush. I've been using this blush in secret. This kind of introduced me to cream products because at first I was a little hesitant about it, but then afterwards I was like, you know what, this cream blush really, really works well, so let me try out the other stuff that's in this line. So this retails for $68 and it's also 6 grams. And the shade that I got is Chouchette, so it's a very peachy nude color. So a good thing about these products is that they are very buildable. Yes, they are light at the beginning, but that is the point because you build it up to however you want it. But you don't have to get these products if you don't need to. That's all I'm saying. So I'm gonna stop blabbering right now and I'm just gonna show you guys the demonstration of these products. So we're gonna do one side of my face with the primer and one side without, just to see how this wears. Let's do the right side of my face with the primer. I'm gonna look very crazy today because I don't know how this is gonna wear. One side of my face is gonna be very primed and matte and the other side is gonna look very radiant, so everyone's gonna think I'm nuts, which is great. By the way, I'm using the Tarte Timeless primer. Also, my nose is gonna look pretty whack too, now that I think about it. Right, and now I'm gonna go with the Tatcha Silk Canvas to prime the other half of my face. Well, the rest of this half of the face. So we're gonna start with the left side of the face. So we're gonna start with a little bit. So we're gonna go in with the Flat Top Kabuki, I can't speak English, by Nadia Ngo. This is the ES10. So they do say that you don't really need to set this foundation with powder. So I don't want to look like a crazy person, having one side of my face powdered up and then the other side not. So we're gonna powder a little bit, just to keep this consistency, but overall I'm not gonna do this side like how I do this side. So on the non-prime side, it's actually blending out quite nicely. The shade isn't half bad. It's sheer enough, but also has pigment, if that makes sense. So bring this down to the neck. Actually looks really nice. You can see there's like some radiance here. I don't know how my skin's gonna be like for the rest of the day because I do tend to get oilier throughout the day. And that's with primer still, so I don't know how this is gonna be like without it. Especially my smile lines too. Okay, so it looks really nice, really smooth. So we're gonna go on the primed side, see how that is. So on the primed side, it's still blending well. There's still no patchiness, even though obviously the primer usually has a little bit more of a grip to it. Some foundations don't react well, but this is still fine. No patchiness. So I'm going to put a little bit more coverage around the side here. Even the primed and the non-primed side, they both look good. Alright, so I'm now going to highlight my nose to see how it reacts to everything. So first I'm going with the Giorgio Armani, the Luminous Concealer. And next I'm going with the Shiseido Self Refreshing Concealer. And then going with the Jeffree Star just to highlight a little bit more. Okay, so now I'm going to go with the 4D HD brush and blend out the concealer on my forehead. So seems to be blending out well with the foundation. It blended out very seamlessly with this too, both on the primed and non-primed side. Okay, so now we're gonna go with the Sigma 3D HD brush to blend out the rest of the highlight in the nose, of course. So once again, it is blending quite well actually. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's really blending out well. Actually, why are you guys so far awake? I should have done that a while ago. It's like 6:30 in the morning, you guys, like. Okay, so now we're gonna go with the contour stick. And we're gonna see contour. So I feel like the shade is just a little too light for me. But I wonder if we can just build it up. So of course we're gonna contour the sides here. Alright, so we're gonna blend out the nose contour. So I have the Morphe nose contouring brush and we'll see how this goes. So once again, this blends like a dream. I mean, you can still see a bit of it, but I want to see if I can deepen this up a little bit more. Okay, so I feel like you can build this up, which is really nice that you can. I think it's looking quite good. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the cheeks. So I'm gonna go with my stippling brush to see how this blends out. And I love how cream products are so easy to use and very blendable. I know there's some that for some reason you can't really blend it out too well, like they're just impossible. Don't know why that is, but I love how blendable these things are. Oh my goodness. So it's looking really nice. If you don't like a natural looking type of contour, I wouldn't recommend this product for you. Even though you can kind of build this up a little bit, it's not the same as a prominent contour. Like this is for the person who just wants to look kind of effortless, kind of natural looking. So if you want like that not harsh, but if you want that strong contour, this isn't for you. The foundation, I say to try it out. It definitely gives like that radiant, like natural look on both sides actually, like with or without primer. So it's looking quite good. It's not a warm tone, it's very cool. It's a very cool tone for sure. Once again, the foundation matches quite well. This lighting that is, we'll see when we go outside. Hopefully it's not too much of a difference. Okay, so I'm gonna finish up the rest of my face and then I will do some check-ins with you guys. Alright you guys, so this is a check-in. This is now 1 o'clock and I forgot to film that I put on some blush. So the blush is good, it goes on quite smoothly, it blends well as usual. So in regards to how it's performing right now, when I looked at myself in the mirror, it looked like the non-prime side is a lot mattified than it is on the primed side. So I don't know anymore because I'm usually like, hey, primer's everything, but then after looking at the mirror, I was just like, how is my non-prime side better than my prime side? Like looking up close, you could definitely still see my pores compared to this side, but this side was a lot more matte than this one. I don't know how it's gonna hold up for the rest of the day compared to the prime side, because you know, I usually get oilier. But you know, for a non-prime side, it's holding up quite well. And the prime side's still looking good, don't get me wrong, but compared to the left side, I don't know, it's performing quite differently. Still good coverage. It doesn't feel heavy, doesn't feel cakey. Blends quite nicely in terms of like color wise. And yeah, it looks like it's natural, flawless, and I have no complaints about it so far. The contour is still looking good, still holding up, especially when the camera's from afar. You can definitely see that it's still contoured. There's still color on my cheeks, and I'm the type of person that's usually hesitant about cream anything, but now I'm like, you know what, this is quite good. But we'll see how it is later on in the day. Okay guys, so it's now 7:22. I have had this on for 12 hours. 12 bloody hours. Oh my god. Okay, so first of all, the initial application you guys saw, and I love the application. It blended so nicely, it melted, everything was good. But after a 12-hour day of having this on, I must say I am very radiant, oily. I think I look more oily. At some point I was very glowy and radiant, and now I just look like oil. I don't hate it though. I feel like with this foundation that it is meant to be worn for a few hours. I don't believe that this is meant to be long wearing, like 12-hour days, because I wake up at like 6 in the morning by the time I get ready and go to work, and by the time I finish work and then drive home, it's a long day, right? So I don't think this is meant to be 4 long days. If you were to wear this for like 5 hours, you could pull it off just fine, whether you have primer or no primer. The contour still looks pretty darn good, I have to say. It didn't budge. The blush still looks pretty good in my opinion. I might have just do a little bit heavier next time because I've been experimenting how I apply it, what brush and everything. But point is, I think for a 12-hour day I should apply a little bit heavier. And then the foundation, as you see, I look a little oily. So as you saw in my previous check-in, I got a bit oily around my nose here. Surprisingly on the prime side and not on the prime side, if you know what I'm saying. So my pores definitely showed on the side that's not primed, but it's still a little bit more mattified than the prime side, which is very odd to me. But basically in the end, it's still, my nose still got oily anyways. And I don't know if it's just the lighting, but I feel like my prime side is more oily than my left, or they're about the same. So no matter what, I'm still gonna go oily, whether I use primer or not. But like I said, I feel like the prime side is a lot more oilier than the non-prime side. I don't know if it's just me or if you guys notice that too. A good thing is that it's very lightweight, and it doesn't feel cakey, so that's a plus. It didn't collect around my smile lines, especially with this side. Without the powder, I'm very impressed by that, so that's good. It definitely broke a little bit. My forehead still looks good with the matte, with the primer and the non-prime side. And yeah, looking at a mirror, like having a closer look at my face, my prime side definitely looks a lot more oily, no lie. That's pretty strange actually. So I do believe that you can definitely wear this without primer and walk out the door just fine. I turned off my light by accident. Now, would I recommend these products to you guys? If you have the money for it, if you have some like extra cash you want to splurge on, go ahead and get it if you like a natural radiant type of finish. And if you are the type of person that only wears light coverage foundations, like light to medium, and don't want to spend too much time of like doing your face and just apply and just go, yes, I would recommend it. But overall, I don't mind it. I only wear this for maybe 5-6 hours max. I wouldn't wear this for a full 12-hour day anymore. But I will give this like a half an approval. But then again, they didn't really advertise it as a long-lasting foundation. But just so you guys know, just so you know, it applies very beautifully. The component is an A+, but the price tag and how it wears after 12 hours, not so much. If you don't have the cash, you don't have the money, you don't need to get this. There are other products out there, you don't have to get this. So anyways, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more videos like this or drugstore equivalent, then leave a comment section below, and don't forget to like this video so I know you guys enjoy videos like this. And before you leave, make sure you check out these other videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!